Hi, I'm Johanna Rothman, and this is my November 2023 Create an Adaptable Life newsletter. When do you make assumptions about other people's abilities? At my instigation, Mark and I went to Norway last week to see the Northern Lights. We had a terrific time. If you want to see just one image, go to the online version of the newsletter in the link below. Mark found an accessible tour, so I saw the lights from two perspectives, standing in the cold and sitting in the van. The cold didn't worry me. We have winter clothing, and the guide brought even more clothing, including boots. However, I can't stand with my head back for long periods of time. It's that vertigo thing. Our guide had asked about my capabilities in advance, so we had no surprises and a great time. No one had any assumptions. We clarified everything in advance. Contrast that with my experience flying home. If the airline delivers my rollator to the gate and there's a jet bridge, I'm totally capable of managing my way around any airport. Sometimes the airline uses stairs as a transition. While I can do stairs, I'm not good at them, especially going down with open stairs. Yes, a vertigo gift. And most of the time, there's an elevator right there for those of us who have trouble with stairs. In Paris, we had that set of open stairs that led to a bus. I assume this is all about passport control. And there was a lift, elevator, literally steps from the top of the stairs. However, the airline person would not allow me to take the lift and get on the regular bus. They knew what I needed, an assumption. That was the Mobility Challenge Airport bus. That's a bus with an elevator that unloads or loads people from one of the aircraft doors. I know how to manage any and all of the buses. The buses were not the problem. The problem was their assumptions about my abilities. What and when do you assume? I suspect that when people see my rollator, they assume I amble, and slowly. I'm pretty slow on ice and snow, but give me a flat floor and I build up a head of steam. I bump into people all the time, especially at airports, when they cut in front of me and then stop. I can't slow down as fast as they can. They assume I'm slow and can stop on a dime. Nope, I'm faster than they think, and I need a couple of steps to slow down. I wonder about their assumptions, because these are the same people who speed up to go around me and then stop. The airport staff thought I was unable to take a normal bus, so they needed to escort me everywhere I needed to be. Not true. Because of their assumptions, they took my boarding pass. That meant I was under their control, with no agency and no options. They infantilized me, treating me like a baby who can't do anything for herself. If they'd let me proceed after the airport elevator loading and unloading, I would have been fine, but they insisted I use the handicapped buses to and from the gates. There's a big problem with those handicapped buses. The rise, the height of the steps, is too high for me to easily maneuver. I needed the bus people to load and unload me, which infuriated me. The regular, non-handicapped buses are just like the rental car buses, and I'm fine with those. They're easy. They're not easy, but they're doable. And because the people driving these buses insisted on encircling the entire airport, okay, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, to maximize the number of people on the handicap bus, I arrived on my flight to Boston just 2 minutes before the boarding door closed. 3 hours in Paris, and I didn't get to shop or wander. Instead, I spent the time on buses that didn't fit my mobility needs. My agile friends will recognize the increased batch size created a throughput problem, Little's Law in real life. All because these people assumed they knew my abilities. Assumptions often lead us astray. We often assume people conform to some kind of average. For example, the shoulder harnesses in cars allow most people to be comfortable when they drive or ride in the front seat. And most cars have a way to raise or lower the shoulder harness. Does that assumption work for all people? No, but it works for most people. That's why the shoulder harness height is a reasonable assumption. And when we know we're not average, we can plan in advance, as Mark did for our Northern Lights tour. We took control in advance. We didn't have to deal with other people's assumptions. Everyone's abilities are different. My handicaps and abilities are totally different from the next person's. I can manage my various handicaps in many places, including airports. But the assumption the airline made meant I lost my autonomy and agency in a public space, a space I was quite able to navigate by myself. That's why I like to question my assumptions. Question your assumptions. When we generalize assumptions, such as all people who use an assistive device need this kind of support, we might be correct. Or, in my case, totally wrong. The airline staff could have asked me, especially when I begged for my boarding pass back, so I could walk to the gate instead of having to go out in the cold and take a bus that didn't fit. Especially in my workshops and consulting, I clarify first, not assume. Here are some questions I use. Can you explain what you think I'm asking for? Can you clarify what you need? Do you have the knowledge to do what I'm asking? When I use these words, do you understand my meaning? Do you have time to do that work? And my favorite question is, how can I support you? The airline staff inflicted help on me. See, when do you assist, support, or inflict help in the links below? Help I did not want or need. Instead, they could have explained the situation and asked what I needed. I'm sure I'm different from most of the people with mobility issues. My longtime readers are laughing or snorting along with me right now. All the more reason for others to question their assumptions. Let's assume less and ask more. All the announcements are below. The Project Life Cycles book is almost has a cover. I'm working on the index and the layout. I wrote this book because all the fake agility out there makes me nuts. Once I finish the book, I'll open up the registration for the Q1 2024 writing workshop. Go to that link if you want to get on the notification list. And there's more links below. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next month.